In Business News.
Βρίσκεται ανάμεσα στους 100 ανθρώπους με τη μεγαλύτερη επιρροή στον πλανήτη, αλλά και στην κορυφή της λίστας των 30 Top Brand Professionals. Ο θρύλος της Lego, Martin Lindstrom, βρέθηκε στη Λευκοσία για μία και μόνο καθηλωτική παρουσίαση στο δεύτερο Branding Congress. Μιλήσαμε μαζί του για όλα όσα απασχολούν τον χώρο του branding και πήραμε ιδέες για brands τα οποία θα μπορούσε η Κύπρος να δημιουργήσει.
Mr. Lindstrom, what are the key elements that will make a brand successful?
I think the most important thing when you build brands is to understand that brands do not exist. It's an emotion. And that means you have to infuse emotions and feelings into your brand, whether that is a product or it's a service. So the ultimate goal for me always will be to create goosebumps. If I see the product or see an ad or whatever and I get goosebumps, then you really achieved it. Now, that's not easy, I don't need to tell you. I think the Lego is doing that for me because I was a child and obsessed with Lego as a child. And I think they did it because it was for me not just a product, it was an experience or almost a movement for me, or a culture. And I think when a brand migrates away from just being a product or service to become something which defines you as a person, defines your life and your friends, it cannot become more powerful. In many ways it becomes almost a religion, and I think Lego in many ways managed to do that.
Do you believe that conventional marketing methods are dying?
Yeah, I do believe that conventional marketing messages are dying, and I do believe that because people don't watch television anymore. People rarely look at billboards. People certainly don't look at ads. People do listen to the radio, but they're busy using the phone at the same time, so they can't multitask, and therefore they don't hear or see what you're saying. So I do think that the portfolio of medias you're going to work with and channels you're going to work with is much, much broader. I mean, you probably will operate with 50 or 100 different channels in reality. I'm not saying that internet is one channel, it maybe that's 30 channels because each of the different sites or whatever it is doing the trick. But yes, it's very different, and it will continue to be different because we are exposed to so many messages across so many platforms that if we only focus on one platform, you simply won't be heard anymore.
Yeah. Do you know any Cyprus brands?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm quite often asked about that, and I actually quite often try to do research before I arrive into a country, and there's always one or two brands I'm saying, oh yeah, I didn't know it was from there, but it's not happening with Cyprus. The only brand I see Cyprus have is the country Cyprus, which is a strong brand. But
So tourism then?
Tourism is, yeah. But I think the sad thing is that Cyprus needs to wake up and create powerful brands because you have so many opportunities to do it. I mean, there is an island in Italy which have decided to create their own perfume brand. And when you come to this island, everything is about that perfume brand. And they managed to create an export out of it. I mean, you have every opportunity to do it here as well. It's almost like you're saying, well, we only want to create a brand for ourselves. I think Cyprus desperately need export, and the best way to do export without going down the commodity path of just selling oranges is to create a brand. So it has to happen, and I'm concerned about why it hasn't happened so far.
Would you think of a category?
For me, there would be three categories I would sell. I would sell lifestyle. So for me, Cyprus is all about lifestyle. It's about swimming, it's about surfing, it's about running, it's about exercise. And I think you'll have a very good chance of creating different products around it. Whether that is swim brands, whether that is sunscreen oil, or something like that, or things lying on the beach type of products, fashion brands. The second category for me will be perfume. I will develop my own Cyprus in a perfume bottle and create a whole line around that, because when people are going on holiday and have a great time, they want to take a memory with them home, and if you associate that memory with a smell, you'll continue being loyal to it. And the third thing I'll do is probably to look into beverage brands. I think that you have a good chance because of all your oranges here. You see them everywhere. It's very rare you see trees with oranges on it. Well, you have that here on every street. And I think you should build a brand around it. Orange candy, orange products, orange juice brands, whatever it may be. But things where orange is part of it, because I think that's what you could stand for.
I guess maybe the size of the country is not very helpful. But I guess with the social media now,
Well,
it's easier.
Everyone, as long as they have a computer and an internet access, can create a global brand. There's brands you know of where you think there's millions of people working there and there's only 2 people. I mean, if you look at a country like Denmark, which is 5.5 million, or Switzerland, which is I think a little bit more than 7 million, Switzerland probably have 20 top brands in the world, which you know of. Denmark has perhaps 4 or 5. They're fairly small countries. Now you are perhaps 1/5 of the size of that country, but still that doesn't mean that you should have 0 brands. I think the excuse of not having brands due to the population size worked 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. Today is not an excuse.